Paul, on this show, we get slammed by comments of how wrong we are on growth companies. You get it a ton, Paul, and one person even said they feel sorry for you. I told him
Who said that?
I told him they can send a sympathy card to Mexico in your mansion. But we get so I literally sit at home wondering why we get so much hate for preaching a careful, calculated, math-driven value investing process that you might have never heard in the world, instead of so many other YouTubers that, from what I gather, aren't separating the two. And so CCIV was another one of these that, Paul, you got blasted. You are an imbecile. This is a growth company. It's absolutely incredible. I'm sorry. When they merge with Lucid, which we were doing videos on CCIV like everyone else in the world, when they inevitably merge with Lucid, that this is to the moon, rocket. You're an idiot for not dumping it. I have since learned that in fact, some YouTubers I even look up to have hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in this company. And of course, yesterday happens. The merger breaks, and the opposite of what most YouTubers say were going to happen. StockMo is saying this is going to be a $100 stock. As we do this show, this should have been a $100 stock. Someone else said $300. And so I got excited to see that something else happened, and I want you to.
Well, what I got excited about was.
Go ahead.
Exactly what they wanted to happen to justify the massive valuation occurred, and the stock plummeted.
Go on.
They wanted Lucid to Paul, you don't get it.
Right.
It's a growth company. Is it not a growth company suddenly? Why did the stock do this? Is it not a growth company anymore? Also, guys, growth is a major component of value investing. Everyone who says, I don't understand the growth, this is a growth company, doesn't understand investing. The difference between investing and trading. Investing involves fundamentals, involves numbers, involves trading is just about the price, and that's it. I'm okay with both. I love both. I do both, but I keep them separate. When we go to Lucid, everyone said, this company, when it merges with CCIV.
Yes, this is CCIV.
This is CCIV. It's going to skyrocket. It announced the merger. And now the excuses come out. What are the excuses?
The valuation, which was previously, Lucid was valued at around $12 billion.
And now?
Came out through the merger, came out at $24 billion, which is double. And the CEO says that their new $60 billion evaluation is well deserved
because
of their emerging technology.
So a month ago, was their emerging technology not known?
No, I think it was the same. Yeah.
Oh, so now what you hear is a justification. This is why you don't ask an appraiser of your house who needs to get paid what your house is worth. That sounds counterintuitive. But the CEOs out there, you know who else said this?
Go on.
A guy named Ken Lay at Enron, before Enron collapsed, said, our stock is undervalued. Well, look at that. The CEO of the company came out and said the stock was undervalued.
Go on.
The CEO of the company is going to use any sort of tactic he or she can to make the stock sound like it's undervalued. And everybody out there who wants to buy this company because of growth will attach themselves to any statement possible.
Absolutely. So let me come back, Paul.
Please.
Here's what I'll say, folks. We are trying to teach a disciplined investment a process that maybe you might not know. Maybe you have no process at all. I surely didn't for almost a decade and a half. And through Paul's teaching, we looked at Churchill Capital. In our opinion, it was a no-go. But Paul, I want to tell you a little story about some companies.
Yeah.
I want to tell you a little story about some companies. There's a company here called, I won't even tell you the name, but they're 100 years old. They do $122 billion in revenue.
Okay.
They sold 6.8 million cars last year.
Is it Ford?
That's 40,000 cars a day.
Yeah.
This is GM. Now, am I saying put all your money in GM?
No.
But this is a company, 100-year-old. I'm certain they can overcome issues on the line.
They've gone bankruptcy how many times?
They're emerging EV as well. For some reason, not as exciting. Their market cap is $74 billion, Paul. Here's another one. This company was founded in 2003. They started making their first car in 2012. Last year, they made 500,000 cars.
I think we know this one.
They totaled $32 billion in revenue last year, with only $720 million in profit.
And that $32 billion in revenue was not from cars, all from cars.
The valuation for them is 10 times that of GM.
$750 billion.
Dropped 685 as of today.
It's actually lower. It was at 700 at some point, not lower.
This is Tesla. So I said, okay, fine. Overvaluation, overpricing. Here's a company. This company was founded in 2007, Paul. In 13 years, they have yet to make a product. They do have backing, and it's very exciting. They have a $60 billion valuation. They have yet to sell a single item.
Lucid.
But when they do, Paul, their first car is expected to be priced at $170,000.
Well, you're wrong, because Don priced one out, it was only $159,000, so he got the cheap model.
So they have absolutely nothing to show for except hype and excitement, and they're currently worth 13 to 14 billion less than GM, which makes 6.8 million vehicles worldwide a year.
And Seth, what they're going to tell you is, you don't know anything.
I guess
this
not.
man don't know anything about the company. I've been following Lucid for about 3 years now and watching every step. So he must know.
Mm-hmm.
They have about 15% advantages over Tesla car. I don't know what 15% advantages means, but also they're open to sell parts to other manufacturers so they can use the technology. They make Formula E battery.
That very well all might be true. But the point is, Paul, why not just let them get there and then invest with them? Or is it just so easy money to invest in these growth companies and everyone's doing it?
I invest in growth companies.
Go on.
But I just don't want to pay whatever it takes. This person didn't bring up a single thing about numbers. All this was look at the potential. Listen, my potential's huge.
Yes.
Everything money is huge potential. We had 1,000 subscribers on September 20th. We're going to hit 20,000 today.
Yes.
Does that mean we're worth $10 billion?
It should be.
Yeah, exactly. Anybody wants to value us, anybody wants to get out there who wants to give us $100 million for 1% of everything money, send me the check right now. You can show me whatever contract you want. I will sign it.
So this Lucid company is they're planning on making 30,000 vehicles a year. That's what they're hoping to do.
So 30,000 vehicles times 170,000.
I believe it was 400,000, if I'm not mistaken.
So Don, that's where they get you. Oh, Donnie boy, that's where they get you. They built the place to make the cars
In Arizona.
That's right, but they're claiming they can only make 30,000 now this year, hoping to make 400,000. But we can see with the Tesla Model 3 line what can happen. They built my Tesla in the parking lot under a tent, Paul. I mean, things can
Still
happen.
do this.
Go on.
What's 400,000 times 170,000? By the way, Ferrari sells 85.
I'm glad you brought that up, Paul, because I said to myself, folks, I'm about ready to lose my damn mind. I said to myself, how many of your friends own a $170,000 car? I got one, this guy. So at
I didn't pay 170,000 for it.
At 170,000 a car, I said, well, what does Ferrari do, Paul? Ferrari sells $200,000 cars.
And how many do they sell a year?
They've been around for 80 years. They sell 10,000 cars a year, Paul.
I thought it was 8,500, but close enough.
They just got 2020 in. You ready for this? They make 1.3 billion in revenue. Their market cap is 37 billion. Lucid is twice this by making no vehicles at all. You can't even buy a cup holder from this company. Now there's growth and there's absolutely hysteria, Paul. I'm getting upset now, damn it. Make sure you like and subscribe.
So let's go to some of the other comments people made about us. So
Please do.
Another comment. The fact you didn't speak to the potential or upside here speaks to a loss of credibility from my perspective as a first-time viewer.
Yep, you're an idiot, Paul.
Well, Barra, I'm going to say something to you. I do talk about potential upside. I just don't want to pay when you sit there and say that, what you're saying here without any sort of numbers is you will pay whatever it takes to get upside. How much upside? Is 100% enough? So if you have two companies, the exact same, one has 100% growth, one has 50% growth, you would clearly value the one that has 100% growth more, right? Of course you would. But here, there's no even discussion of what the growth potential is. You sat there and said it perfectly. If they got to Ford's size, based on current valuations, they should be a $10 trillion company.
Absolutely.
That's half the U.S. economy. Come on, guys. I guess it might be more than that. Come on, guys.
That should be the title of the episode, Don. It's just come on, people. Like I love you. But like, if this is not making sense, if you've made it this far and this doesn't make any sense to you, I hope it shouldn't, because this is absurd. And Paul, I just feel like the more and more I look around, there's no other people saying this. And when they are, they get chastised. This makes no sense.
But Annie has a good point.
Go ahead.
Not. Annie says, wait until you can Google how many cars Lucid can sell. So Annie wants a value company at $60 billion so that they hope one day you can Google it and say, how many cars can Lucid sell? By the way, you can already Google that right now, Annie. It's 0.
It is 0. Yeah.
So
Paul,
stock price is in the 100, 200, etc. Unsubscribe. Well, we lost Annie.
I said to myself, this can't be right. Paul, I spent 20 minutes figuring out, have they even put out a car? Have they sold one? Has they bought one? The answer is no.
You texted me 80 times last night.
Why
Please
can't-
tell the guy in the white shirt to lower his tone.
That's you. You always wear white. You look like a little baby seal.
Tone is not about volume, though. So she's incorrect here. I think she meant lower his volume. Sounds like screaming at us. I am screaming at you, Annie,
Because
I don't understand, guys. When you want to sit here and learn about, and you talk about 3 years. I remember when I was a kid, I met with a guy, an insurance salesman. He said to me, he researches companies for 8 months before he buys, as if this was a badge of honor. I can tell you in 14 seconds whether a company should be investigated further or not. That's not a bragging thing. That's understanding. That's saying, should I go? That's what the 8 pillars are for. When you have a company selling for $60 billion, or what they say is $60 billion value.
they might as well say any number they want, Paul, right? Why not?
Yeah, by the way, that's exactly it.
Why not?
0 revenue.
It was 12 last week. They got bought at 24. Now the CEO, now their valuation's up to 60. Why not just put 360, Paul? Go ahead. It's Tesla.
Why not
Yeah, just do
this
that.
many billions?
There you go. That's great.
6 million billions.
That's what it's worth.
That's exactly. Listen, guys. Seth never agreed with me before when he first met me. And as you can see over time, he's starting to understand this. You know, I used to believe that value investing can't be taught. I think Seth is a testament to the fact that once you bring in reasonable
Numbers,
it starts to make sense. Anything you have in your life, we all think we have more potential than we're operating at today. So you're telling me if I think I'm going to be a billionaire in 30 years, I should just be handed $1 billion right now? No, that doesn't work. That is your line of thinking. In fact, your actual line of thinking is, oh, Paul's be worth $1 billion today? Let's give him $100 billion. I mean, in 30 years, let's give him $100 billion today. That's what's going on with Lucid.
might as well.
You're giving me way more than my potential actually. When Lucid does sell 400,000 cars, Seth, can you do the calculator?
I do.
And assuming it's $170,000 per car, which by the way, guys, let's all agree, this is not humanly possible.
68 billion.
That's $68 billion.
Thanks, Don.
In revenue. What did GM do last year in revenue?
122 billion.
Almost double. And you're gonna sit there and say, well, Lucid's gonna make more money. Fine, they're gonna make more money. Let's say they make 25%, let's say they make 20% of the bottom line, which is unheard of in the car business. That is $12 billion. The company should be worth then 180 billion. So, it's currently worth, according to the CEO, 60 billion. It's only going to triple in size from going from 0 cars to 400,000 cars, selling at 180,000. We've also agreed none of this is possible. Literally, none of this is actually even possible. So even if we do the impossible here, even if we do what's literally impossible, it can only triple in size. Are you willing to invest your capital now to hope that the impossible can happen so you can triple your investment? Seriously, guys? Seriously? We did the Tesla video about what you can buy for $500 billion. By the way, the company's up 50% since then. This is literally impossible. It can only grow 3 or 4 times more your money. So the impossible has to happen for you to triple your money. That is called a sucker's bet. If anybody wants to bet this with me, I will gladly take your money. Gladly, I'll take your money. I will take your money all day on the next 100 investments that look like this. And I will just go spend that money because it's not going to happen. On the few that work, I have somebody doing research for me right now. A patron wanted to work for me. I have them doing research for me right now on all the tech companies that went under in 2000 and all the tech companies that survived and where they're selling at today. From what I remember, there's only one big one that made it and made a lot of money, Amazon. And it fell 94% from its peak to its low before it actually rebounded. So you still have to absorb a 94% loss. Guys, I don't know when it's going to happen, but this is going to end up poorly. it's already starting to end up poorly.
Maybe
Why?
it doesn't. You know what, folks? I mean, maybe we need to fess up. This stock could very well go up from, you know what, Paul? Yesterday it went down. It went down close to 40%. And now it's up. Now it's
It hit
actually,
30 today.
It's actually. I'm sorry, Paul. It's going up to 40. It
It hit 30 today too.
It may still go to the moon. But the point with all this, folks, is if you don't want to deal with this malarkey, this one, literally in one video, another YouTuber will say this is going to 100, and then 3 hours later justify why it's now 30 in his mind and try to justify it in your mind. You don't have
Didn't
to
he
deal
say, "Oh, I did the numbers wrong. It's actually selling exactly where it should be."
you don't have to deal with all this.
Look at Don aggressively nodding his head.
Your life can be a little easier by following a process of looking at companies, because take all the BS out. Take out the hype. Take out YouTube. I got two companies in front of you. One does nothing and they're valued at 60 billion, and one makes $120 billion a year, and it's the same damn price. Where are you putting your money?
I want to bring the analogy I always bring up. Athletes. We all know sports. Minor league, college, whatever athletes. Do we go pay them $20 million a year each? No. Why not? They all have the potential of becoming superstars. If anybody's going to have the potential, it's these guys in the minor league system. They all have the potential of becoming superstars. They don't all make it. That's what this is. This is the minor leagues. And this is even minor. I think this is like the middle school kid who said, "I like baseball." And he happened to catch one in a batting cage and hit it high. You're like, "Oh, this is the next Babe Ruth. This is the next Bryce Harper. This is the next Mike Trout." No. Let them get there first.
That's all we're saying.
That's all I'm sitting there saying. Be patient. Be patient, have a process. The right process works over a long period of time. If you want to shoot 95% free throws, the process is shoot 1,000 free throws a day for a year or two. I used to shoot 250 free throws a week. I got to 92% or 93% free throw rate, shooting 200 a week. When I started, I was at 68% a week.
And in comparison, Lucid is saying they can make 90% free
Great,
throws
I
right
can
now.
be worth $100 billion
They're
in
simply
10
saying
years.
it.
So give me the $100 billion right now.
Well,
That's
that-
what you guys are doing.
If you've made it this far, I applaud you, because we will get
More like Howard Stern. Remember in Private Parts, they said the average person who likes them listens for an hour. The average person who hates them listens for 2 hours and 40 minutes or something crazy like that. Because the people who've listened this far are probably just shaking their heads going, "These morons."
Yes. So if you've made it this far, I congratulate you and welcome you to watch more. Write in the comments while we're wrong, even though this is simply our opinion. We told you we were staying away from this stock. If you didn't listen, holy cow, Paul, you lost a lot of money yesterday.
Yeah, and at the same point, I'm going to be wrong on a lot of things too, guys.
That's true.
But I'd rather be wrong because of hype than all of a sudden be right and still go, "Oh, but you know what? I have the fear of missing out." No, I have no fear of missing out on this one. This could have gone to $1,000 a share, and guess what I would have done?
Slept
I'd have been
soundly.
fine. You know why? Because I know my process and I know what I understand. When you don't understand, you fall for every. There's a Katy Perry song.
You
Those who
love
believe
Katy
in
Perry.
nothing fall for everything.
You love Katy Perry.
I love Katy Perry because I think she's absolutely stunning, but that line is absolutely incredible. Those who believe in nothing fall for everything. It's a great line.
Yeah.
It's in Roar. I think that's the exact line. I don't know, Don, if you want to pull, well, you're handling the switcher. But if you believe in nothing, you will fall for everything. If you don't have a process, you will fall for this. Mm-hmm. If you believe in nothing, you'll fall for everything. I'm going to start repeating that over and over.
I love you. Join our Patreon. You can talk to all of us about this. You can see 1,000 people in our Patreon. You can converse with them who all follow this mindset of disciplined investing. I was resting easy last night, Paul, not losing. As Stockmo says, the most money he ever put in any one stock is CCIV. I love that guy. Boy, it's just laughable at times. Yeah, make sure you tickle the thumbs up. Tickle Paul's belly, that little white belly of his, little pale skin. Yeah, write the hate below. We'll respond. Paul and I and Don do respond to them. And in the end, we'll keep doing what we do. The tortoise versus the hare. We'll be doing the slow disciplined learn. And
But we'll win.
Yeah.
Over the long run. When I say long run, 30, 40 years. And some of you might say, "Oh, I don't have 30. Yeah, you do. You're going to live a long time.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.